Hey buddy, just showing you guys my holding for my recurve bow. Tell me how this looks. Okay. I also wanted to do a slight update on this. This is my recurve bow that I've been working on for like maybe 2 months, maybe 2 to 3 months. This sucker is probably the most silent recurve bow that's maybe on the world, because I have this thing dampened out like crazy. I have limb saver broadbands on the front here. I have limb saver Ultramax down here, and on the bottom, same exact identical. Limb saver minis, Velcro on the tips, limb saver leeches on the string, 4 of them. I have 2 on the closest to the top and 2 in the middle, just about maybe 6 inches apart from each other. I have limb saver vibration dampeners right here. I even put some more Velcro on my quiver locker. So it keeps it from vibrating. Then I have a mini limb saver behind here, where basically you would screw on like your drop-away air rest or something. I have a limb saver S-coil, 4.5 inches stabilizer, and then my sight is a aluminum sight. I forget what this company is, but it has a nice ultraviolet light, so basically you can barely even see it in the nighttime, and it only has direction of this or direction of this, and the pins are also covered. So basically, if I point this straight at you right here, you cannot see my pins are lit up at all. If I point it sideways, you can see this strip is lit up because that's where the light is. And if I put it backwards, you can see the strip in the back and the pins are lit up. So this is great. I like this sight for that ability, because it covers the pins from casting out light to anybody you're going to try and shoot. And my arrows are 4 aluminum Eastern gamegetters 500 spine with Equinox and field point 100 grain field points. And my air rest right here is a basic $5 air rest. It's double-sided tape. It's by Bear Weather kind of air rest. That's pretty much it. This is a 40-pound recurve bow, fiberglass limbs with a compound riser that's made out of but still strong as aluminum. So it's nice and good. This handle is a bit thick on me, so every time I try and hold it, I have to hold it with a thicker grip than my compound bow, because if I don't, this thing is definitely going to slip on me and cause me to pull my hand like this. I'm holding the bow and it's just going to pull my hand and go whoop like that, because how the armrest is. But I can pull this nice and good. And it's a recurve takedown bow. So all I have to do is put the limbs on the ground, step on it, pull it back, and there we go. I have the string in my hand and the limb is now released. And then I just loosen the limb bolts just a bit, pull out the limbs off, and there it goes. It's now takedown. And I can upgrade the limbs with higher poundage limbs and such forth. And also found a great feature about this is these limbs use a compound limb design. So the limbs also have a little hump right here in the limb area. Right there, there's a little hump right here on the limbs. So I can loosen the limb bolts right here and decrease the poundage just like any type of compound bow does. And instead of having 40 pounds, I can have like 30 pounds or 25 pounds or such forth by decreasing the limb voltage tightness. And these limbs won't fall off or go or anything like that, because that little hump keeps it in place. So it's a very nice all-in-one package kind of recurve bow for me. Durable, powerful, and takedown ability. I'm thinking of making one final adjustment on this bow, and that would be buying what is it called? An Apex 7 quiver magnetic mount quiver ability. So I would have, instead of 4 arrows, I would have 7 on my quiver. And then I would have a side mounted quiver that would have 20 arrows or 25 arrows. And that would give me a lot of ability to shoot my arrows and such forth, or basically be very stealthy and not wonder how limited I am with the amount of arrows I'm going to have, because I'm going to be like, what, almost 30 arrows in my pocket? So yeah, this thing is dampened out, high powered, and takedown ability. Now all I need to do is the hardest part in any archery ability, is train with it and get my shots precisely, because yeah, 10 yards doesn't sound too fantastic to most people, because it's like, oh, 10 yards, that's easy. I can shoot 10 yards with my gun, that's pretty simple. With a bow, it's, well, yeah, it's pretty simple with 10 yards, but once you actually get in the reality of it and see the range of it, it actually gets kind of, what's that, excitement, urge called, where you're going to some place and you're all excited, and when you're there, it's just like, whoa, this is amazing. It's sort of the same feel of that. When you get out there and you're seeing the distance from you to the target, it's like, wow, that actually is quite a distance away. 10 yards, whew. Man, that's quite far. it doesn't seem far. I mean, you can walk 10 yards easy, but when you're about to shoot, it's like, man, that's actually pretty far. And you're trying to shoot a target as big as your thumb. So you're trying to shoot this huge, tiny kind of tool in the target of the size of that. And as you get farther and farther and farther, that target size gets small and small and smaller, and also your vision for that ability has obstacle ability for the sun glare, the distance, and all that other obstacle ability for like wind comes into play. Everything comes into play with an arrow and effect. So all that targeting ability, that's probably the hardest part of archery for me, is going to be. Building the bow, a great tool, is good, but now comes the harder part for me. Also, I want to make a question for this video is if anybody knows what kind of wood I should be using for this kind of bow. 40 pounds for my spined arrows, because I'm looking into making my own type of arrows, and I'm wondering what kind of wood I should use to make 40-pound spined arrows that would have a good flexibility but also good toughness about. And these arrows are not going to be hollowed out or anything like that, and they're not going to be machined or anything like that. They're actually going to be traditional arrows, traditionally made, and I may just use a carved out rock that has an arrowhead point, or maybe make somehow a four-bladed carved out rock. But basically, I'll probably use the thickness as my Eastern game getter arrows for the thickness size. The length, I probably want 3-4 inches to get a good decent length, and then I'll chop it off to my draw length ability, probably 3 inches. May need a 5 inches thick block of wood, and yeah, just traditional way of carving it. Standard knife, and just whoosh, 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 whoosh. No fancy tools or anything like that. No machine shop ability that just stick out a little mount thing and then let it spin and just. No. I want to do a traditional way, carving it, make my own little design maybe on it and such forth. But yeah. So if anybody knows that, that'll help me out with that. And if I find out the thickness for these Eastern arrows, I'll put in the comment below so you guys can get an idea of what kind of thickness I'm going to deal with and what kind of draw length I'm going to deal with when I'm done carving it completely and making it nice and smooth. But anyways, yeah, and peace out, and see you guys later. And don't be a dork. Peace out.